If you're planning to study in US in 2024, you must have heard about requirement of completing the form DS-160. It is a very crucial step as any delay in completing it could slow down your visa appointment and lead to more challenges in your study abroad journey. To help you avoid that, I, Aman, one of the founding members here at GyanDhan, is going to help you learn everything about DS-160 so that you can complete it easily. So let's begin. Starting from the basics, what is DS-160? Going with the official US Embassy's definition, it is a form that needs to be filled out in case of temporary travel to USA. Simply put, it is a non-immigrant visa application that is mandatory to complete. Once filled, it needs to be submitted online to the State Department website of USA. The consulate officer uses the information presented in the form to process your visa application, thus setting a personal interview with an immigration officer that will determine your eligibility for a non-migrant F1 visa. Now you must be curious about how a simple form can determine your eligibility. Well, this simple form contains all the information related to your academic, personal background, travel history and more. This information can make or break your visa process. It takes only 15 to 20 minutes to complete this form, but you should take serious considerations while filling it. When attending a visa interview, although not the most crucial document, it plays a significant role in influencing the interviewer's perception. The interviewer will review your personal information, travel history, educational background, and more. Typically, the questions asked during the visa interview align with the information provided in the form, and the interviewer expects responses consistent with the details in the application form. A common mistake students often make is having their DS-160 filled with an agent. While the agent may make mistakes that go unnoticed during the filming process, discrepancies can arise during the visa interviews. If your response differs from what is written in your form, and the interviewer may point out the inconsistency, potentially leading to a visa rejection. Considering the DS-160 as a crucial piece of information where precision is key, any negligence create a gap allowing the visa officer to ask a question and raise doubts. It is essential to fill out the form meticulously to avoid discrepancies during the interview. Before I start explaining to you the process of completing the form, let me quickly give you an overview of the documents that you may need during the process. The list of documents includes the I-20, which is a fee structure that you will get once you are accepted into the US university. You cannot start filling DS-160 without this. Then comes the service ID, which is an alphanumeric number on top of your I-20. Apart from this, you will need a valid up-to-date passport, travel itinerary with the date of your course beginning, travel dates, travel history, employment details, and a photograph. Now coming to the main point of this video, the process of completing DS-160. In the first step, you will have to simply Google and search DS-160, or you can use the link which we have provided in the description box below to reach the login page. When you are on the login page, you will have to choose the location, enter the CAPTCHA correctly, and click on Start a new application. In step 2, you will see some terms and conditions for which you will have to check a box in front of I agree option. After that, you will have to enter the answer to the security question, which is same for all. What is your mother's maiden name? You can change it to another question if you want with the help of a drop-down menu. In step 3, you will be required to fill in the personal details. There will be in total of 2 pages that will require you to fill in these personal details. These details include information like your name in the native language, nationality, and a few other yes/no questions. To help you out in this section, the form has a help section on just the right side of the field so that you can fill it. Now, step 4 is filling in your travel information and travel companion information. In the travel information, the first field that you will need to fill is your purpose of the trip to the USA. As a student, you need to choose academic or language student from the drop down. Once you select this, a new drop down option will appear right below in it, which will need you to choose the F1 option. Apart from that, you will need to fill in the intended date of travel, the address of where you will stay, and more. In case you do not have finalized your accommodation, you can put in the address of your university here. In the case of travel companion, if you are traveling with a companion like a dependent, you have to fill in their details, and if you are traveling alone, then you will have to simply click on the no option. Now in step 5, you will be asked to fill in your past US travel information, like have you ever been to the US, have you ever issued a US visa, and more. Choose the option that applies to you. Next comes filling in your address, contact, and passport information as step 6. For your home address, it is recommended that you should refer to your passport and enter the same here. Apart from that, you will need to fill in your contact details and email address precisely and honest. Apart from that, you will need to fill in your social presence, passport information like passport number, and more. In step 7, you will have to fill in the details of your point of contact in USA. As you are going there as a student, you will have to fill in the detail of the point of contact that is mentioned in your I-20. Once you complete all the details, you will move to the next page, which will require family information like parents' name, date of birth, whether are they in the USA, if you have any relative in the USA, and some more similar questions. In step 8, you will be asked to fill in your previous work, education, or training information. In this, there will be 3 subsections that are present, previous, and additional information. You will need to fill in all the details carefully by choosing the right options that apply to you. Lastly, when you move ahead in the form, you will reach the security and background section, which will be further divided into 5 parts. There will be some questions like, do you have a mental disorder that pose or likely pose a threat to safety and welfare of yourself or others? It is advised to read all the questions carefully while answering them as per the given options. Lastly, for the step 9, you will be asked to provide additional point of contact information, which can be a distant relative or a friend. We'll also be asked about service information. Once you have complete all this information, move on to the next page and you will see all the information that you have filled. You need to verify the information once again before making the final submission very carefully. Finally, once all the verification is done, you will get an option sign and submit. In this, you will need to enter your passport number, enter a CAPTCHA, and submit the form. There you have it. You have completed your form filling. You will get a confirmation. You can save the same in PDF form for later use. There are 2 important announcements that you should also know before going ahead and completing your application. These are: number 1, in February 2023, the US Department of State announced that prospective student could apply for an F1 visa 365 days before the academic term begins. The DS-160 form could be filled out online for the visa interview to be scheduled. Number 2, the US Department of State revealed that the fee for US student visa increased from $160 to $185 starting May 30 last year. Once you have submitted the DS-160 form, the next step is scheduling your consulate or embassy appointment. New Delhi is an option, but feel free to choose a more convenient location. You can opt for the interview in English or a regional language. It's up to you. Just a heads up, sometimes they may ask for additional information, so scheduling your appointment early gives you time for any necessary corrections. After the interview, it takes around 3 to 5 weeks to get confirmation on your student visa. If everything checks out, you're likely to secure F1 visa. Once approved, expect your visa to be delivered in next 2 to 3 working days. One common question arises when considering a change of university after completing the DS-160, scheduling the visa interview and paying the necessary fee. In such a scenario, transferring the service fee to the new university is essential. Visit the Student and Exchange Visitor Service Fee Processing website, input the required payment details and click the transfer button. Provide the service ID and school code for the new university when prompted. After submission, you will receive an email confirming the transfer request. A second email will either confirm or deny the transfer. If approved, print the new details. If denied, the email provided an explanation. Upon obtaining the new service number, fill out a new DS-160 form for the updated university, submit it and print the confirmation. This ensures alignment between your service information and your visa application. Note that for appointments booked after November 15, 2023, if changes are made to the DS-160, you must bring both original and updated confirmations to the interview. Failure to have the original confirmation may result in interview denial, requiring appointment cancellation and restarting the process. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. Do like and share it with other study abroad aspirants. If you have any question related to DS-160, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. See you in the next video.